Duke. Michael Haughen Jr. Ouch! Right through the vest.
The number 3 qualifier is 5th on the all-time PBA Tour titles list with 33 from Claremont, Florida. PBA Hall of Famer Norm Duke.
Norm also the defending champ in this event. You go back to last year's World Series of Bowling. He was taking on Ryan Simonelli, and in game 2 of a best-of-7 match, he was down 42 pins.
How many, Rob?
42.
Leading by 42 pins.
How many? Storm back to win. Norm powers through the rack in frame number 1.
Both players bringing out the high hard one on the Cheetah Championship oil pattern here. That ball straight and hard for Norm Duke. Right around first arrow, just like Michael Haughen Jr.'s playing it.
Norm, already a Hall of Famer. We gave you your congrats earlier in the show for being elected to the Class of 2011 Hall of Fame, joining Dale Eagle, senior standout, and former PBA lane maintenance director Len Nicholson. Congrats to all 3 of you guys.
Thanks, Rob.
A little bit through the nose there for Norm, and the 10 is resilient.
Well, this is the same lane that gave Lonnie Wallachek fits in the last match. Lonnie leading back-to-back solid 9s. You see, there's just a little bit more back-end transition on that lane. That ball drifts high, leaving the 10.
Michael Haughen in his 11th career TV singles appearance, seeking his 3rd career title. Native of Carefree, Arizona, taking on one of the legends of the game, Norm Duke. Michael looking strong early on.
Because of his lower rev rate, he can keep that ball on line. You see the nice soft entry angle into the 1-3. This guy may not miss for a while with that type of ball reaction.
And he mentioned to us the other day, he really hasn't had a lot of success in the past on the Cheetah oil pattern, but for some reason, with the friction here at South Point, it seemed to really help him out and kind of hurt some others.
Yeah, and again, Rob, I'm real surprised that he hasn't had a lot of success on this oil pattern, because remember, we saw Norm Duke win this tournament throwing it nice and hard and straight from out. Michael Haughen Jr. loves to go straight from out. So you would think it would be a nice combination for him. I actually won my last title on this Cheetah oil pattern, throwing it real straight and real fast from out. And I mean, that's kind of the MO of this oil pattern. I haven't seen a lot of guys hook it a lot and have a lot of success, although there's been a few, but there's 2 ways to play it: straight and hard from out, or you got to throw it with some angle into the drive.
Haughen remains clean, not just for this match, but for the entire afternoon. And when we return, something I did not know, something Randy did not know, something I bet you out there did not know about Norm Duke. You want to give them a hint?
No.
Okay. Nothing but strikes since we left you here in Vegas. Norm Duke shattering the rack there.
Love the way the 6-pin went to the sideline, carved that 10 out like that.
So Norm Duke through 5.5. Just dropped the ham bone on top by 11. It's not the same when I can't yell it.
No, it certainly doesn't have the same effect.
Not at all. So here's Michael Haughen looking for a 3-bagger here in the bottom of the 6th, down 11 pins to the Hall of Famer.
Michael Haughen just ran into a Hall of Fame buzzsaw.
Oh, watching.
This ball goes high, leaving the 4-pin. Spoken before. And you know what, Rob? You know what that is right there? That's your opponent throwing a 4-bagger at you. That's called pressure. You start feeling it a little bit, usually around the neck area.
Second 9-spare of this match for Haughen Jr. Had one in the 3rd and there in the 6th. So the lead at 12 as we begin the 7th. Oof. Late drop of the 10. Avoided an ugly effort here.
Yeah, this is a huge break. He almost leaves a 4-7-10 right here going through the face. And watch this ball check a little bit early. Goes right through the nose. And that could have been a big ugly split.
Takes care of the 4, does Haughen. Haughen last won, ironically enough, here in Las Vegas. It was the H&R Block Tournament of Champions in late January of '08. Up now, here's Norm Duke, bottom of the 7th, and here are his ball selections for the afternoon.
And interesting, remember we saw Lonnie using his strongest ball. Michael Haughen Jr. is using the strongest ball in his arsenal. Norm Duke going with a tropical heat. The weakest or less reactive ball in his arsenal.
Another dominant strike there by Norm Duke. And, you know, we learn something every week, Randy, about our friends here on the PBA. We learned something very new about that man, Norm Duke, this week. You know what? From now on, we can just call him the Bob Villa of bowling.
Because?
Listen and find out.
I like to build stuff. You know, I got stuff in my garage that, you know, I start from scratch. I design it all on my own. I built my son this really elaborate over-under twin bed, you know, where he's got a fort underneath it. He has a twin on top, and it's all made of wood with drawers everywhere. And I hand make all the drawers and paint the stuff. And when my wife and I first met, and we were living in Oklahoma, because we had rental properties, most of the work that we do in our rentals, we do ourselves. And I fell for it then. You know, once you learn how to do drywall and patchwork, get into the plumbing, even some electricity, come on. Well, that's kind of what taught me that it's something that I enjoy. So now, you know, I've built myself a golf club, you know, holder. You can buy them, you know, $150 on the, but now mine's like the Tim Tool Man golf club holder. It's got all the bells and whistles and stuff. And you know, I made a little bench out of a lane, out of an actual bowling lane. It's in my garage. It's my work bench. You know, when you have some free time, I like to be creative that way. I like to use my hands, and I love to use tools. So to get all by yourself and do something that requires some thinking, I'm into that.
Norm also a landlord now, and he puts that woodworking abilities to use there with the duplex that he's the landlord for.
I had no idea he was so handy.
Well, we know he's a heck of a bowler, and another strike for Norm Duke.
Oh yeah, you put this to
Well,
Haughen.
that hit right there, he's got a 6-bagger, and he takes a 33-pin lead, but Norm Duke has made a fortune throwing the ball straight and fast the last 3, 4, 5 years out here on tour, man. He went to that real soft, kind of a florist shot at release, you know, that real soft touch. Man, he's made a killing out here.
The florist touch.
Yeah, it's kind of like a florist.
I like that. There's Haughen responding with a strike of his own to close out the 8th. The lead at 33, though, for Norm Duke.
Michael Haughen Jr. maxes out at 247. If he strikes out 8th, 9th, and 10th, Norm Duke could go 9 spare, strike, spare, and this would be all over.
Haughen can max out at 247, Norm at a 280. Another strike there for Haughen there in the ninth.
Haughen
Next
doubles
week,
in the ninth.
it's the Pepsi Viper Championship, the second event of this PBA World Series. Hall of Famer Leno Monticelli, reigning U.S. Open champ Bill O'Neill, two-time winner Mike Devaney, former PBA player of the year Tommy Jones, and first-time TV finalist Andres Gomez of Colombia is your tournament leader. It's fun to talk like Andres.
Andres sounds a lot like Sosa from Scarface. He's a great guy. I've known him forever.
Looking for 7 in a row, and finding it is Duke.
And Haughen playing.
He's taking some nails out from his little woodworking area and putting those final nails in the coffin for Michael Haughen right now.
And he just loves this right here. He just brings out the heater and just pipes it right at the 1-3, that real flat, soft, florist touch at the bottom of the swing. And, you know, there's not a lot you need to do to the bowling ball when you have this much friction to the outside part of the lane.
8 will be enough to shut out Haughen. So he gets that
just
8th
slammed the door.
strike, and it is all over with the shouting for that man. So Michael Haughen Jr. will not get his 3rd title. Norm Duke will continue his pursuit of his 34th title, which would tie him for 4th most in PBA history with Mark Roth, and win our coverage of the World Series of Bowling returns.
It was a great match. Hope you like and subscribe.
PBA